When we click on our button, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. How's it going, YouTube? My name is Trey. Welcome to part 4 of the Intro to GUI in Java series. Today we're going to be discussing buttons. Something like this, or this. Alright, let's get straight to the code. For today's example, we're going to create a program that counts down from 3 to 1. The first thing you need to know is that our main class is going to extend our JFrame. Then for our data fields, we have a JPanel, a JLabel, and an int number. And now for our JButton, we need to import our JButton using import javax.swing JButton. Then in our data field section, we need to create our JButton object, JButton button. In our constructor, we need to initialize our JButton. So button is equal to new JButton. And for our text, we're going to say countdown with 3 exclamation marks. For our button, we're going to set the foreground to green and the background to white. Button.set foreground color.green, all caps or all lowercase. And the same for our background. Alright, next we need to set the bounds for our JButton before we add it to our JPanel. So button.set bounds, and our X is going to be 140. Our Y is going to be 220. Our width is going to be 120. And our height is going to be 50 pixels. And lastly, we need to add our JButton to our JPanel. So panel.add button. So let's see what our program looks like so far. So we have our label, which is going to be starting from 3, and then we have our button with a white background and a green foreground. So you notice on our JButton we have a small rectangle surrounding our text. So this tells Java that our JButton is the most focused GUI component. So in order to change that, we need to have button.set focusable to false. So when we run our program again, that small rectangle surrounding our text is no longer there. Also, when we click our button, nothing happens. So I know what you're thinking. Trey, how are you adding action to the button? So in Java, to add action to your button, you need to implement a class called Action Listener. So in our main class, we're going to say it implements Action Listener. And you have to make sure to import your action event and your action listener class with the import java.ot.event action event and import java.ot.event.action listener. So when we imported our action listener class, we were given the action performed method, which gives action to your JButton or any GUI component that you want action performed on. Back in our constructor, we need to add the action listener to our JButton. So for later, when we code action for our button, it can be executed. So button.add action listener, and in our parentheses, we're going to say this, which refers to our main class that's implementing the action listener. So before we add action to our JButton, we need to create a method that decreases the number in our JLabel. So we're going to say public void decrease number with nothing in our parameters. Inside, we're going to say if number, which refers to our int number from earlier in our main class's data fields, is equal to 1. We're going to say number is set to 3, and we're going to set the text of our JLabel to that number. So set text, and we're going to convert our int to a string. So string that value of number. Otherwise, we're going to decrease our number by 1. And then we're going to change the text of our JLabel to that number that it is now. So string dot value of number. So when we get back to our action perform method, we're going to say if ae.get source and we're going to say is equal to whatever GUI component that we're trying to add action to, which in today's example is our JButton, is equal to button. We're going to call on our decrease number method. So when we run our program again, when we click on our button, it goes to 2, it goes to 1, then it recounts again, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So those are the basics of JButtons in Java. If you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.